First Contact's Fury. Commander Maya Chen stared at the holographic display floating above the command deck of Earth Defense Station Vigilant. Orbiting at Lagrange Point 1, the station offered humanity's first line of defense against cosmic threats. What had begun as an ordinary patrol shift had transformed into something historic as 17 unidentified vessels decelerated from superluminal velocities at the edge of the solar system. Classification? Chen asked, her voice betraying none of the anxiety coursing through her veins. Lieutenant Adebayo, the station's sensor specialist, shook his head. Nothing in our database, Commander. Configuration suggests artificial construction, but the energy signatures are unlike anything we've ever recorded. Chen nodded slowly, eyes never leaving the display where the unknown fleet had arranged itself in a perfect hexagonal formation. Time to Mars orbit at their current velocity. Approximately 6 hours, Commander, Adebayo replied. They're taking their time. Chen activated the station-wide comm channel. All personnel to alert status Alpha. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Throughout Vigilant, 200 crew members transitioned from routine operations to emergency protocols. What appeared to be a standard orbital platform transformed subtly as hidden weapons systems emerged from concealed compartments. Yet compared to the approaching fleet, Earth's defenses seemed woefully inadequate, precisely as Chen intended. Open a communication channel on all frequencies, she ordered. Standard first contact package. Communications Officer Rivera nodded, transmitting humanity's carefully crafted greeting. Mathematical sequences establishing intelligence, basic linguistic structures, and peaceful intentions. The approaching fleet maintained its course without acknowledgement. No response, Commander, Rivera reported after repeated attempts. Chen's expression hardened. Deploy observation drones. I want eyes on those ships before they reach Mars. Stealth reconnaissance units launched silently from Vigilant, accelerating toward the unknown vessels. Hours passed in tense silence as the alien fleet continued its inexorable approach toward the heart of human territory. Drones in position, Adebayo announced. Visual feed incoming. The command deck fell silent as the first images appeared. The alien vessels resembled massive obsidian arrowheads, their surfaces unmarred by visible weapons or propulsion systems. They moved with perfect coordination, like a single organism rather than individual ships. Still no response to communications, Rivera noted with growing concern. Chen opened a secure channel to Earth Command. General Okafor, Vigilant reporting. First contact scenario in progress. Requesting activation of Protocol Sleeping Dragon. On Earth, General Namdi Okafor received Chen's transmission with grim resignation. Authentication code. Firebreak 7 Epsilon 9. Chen responded. Okafor's image nodded on the view screen. Protocol Sleeping Dragon authorized. May God help us all. Throughout the solar system, hidden defensive measures began awakening. What appeared to be ordinary mining platforms, communications relays, and atmospheric processors subtly reconfigured themselves. On Mars, the colony's 10,000 inhabitants received emergency alerts directing them to subsurface shelters. The fleet has altered course, Adebayo announced suddenly. They're accelerating toward Mars colony. Chen's heart sank. Estimated time to intercept. 20 minutes. Warn the colony, Chen ordered. Begin evacuation procedures. But it was already too late. Without warning or declaration, the alien fleet launched its first assault. Energy beams of impossible intensity lanced out from the obsidian vessels, striking Mars colony's main habitat dome. The structure, designed to withstand meteorite impacts and radiation, shattered like glass. Secondary explosions rippled through the complex as atmosphere vented violently into the thin Martian air. My God, whispered Rivera. There were 5,000 people in that section. Emergency broadcasts flooded the communication channels as the Mars colony descended into chaos. The alien fleet continued its methodical bombardment, targeting power generators, water reclamation facilities, and communication arrays. Aboard the lead vessel of the attacking fleet, Fleet Commander Varix observed the destruction with cold satisfaction. His segmented exoskeleton gleamed under the ship's ambient lighting as he turned to his second-in-command. "The preliminary bombardment proceeds as expected," he remarked. "These humans possess remarkably primitive defenses for a species that has expanded beyond their homeworld." Sub-Commander Threll clicked her mandibles in agreement. "Our intelligence was correct. They are technologically inferior, just as the Directorate predicted." "Prepare landing forces," Varix ordered. "Begin resource extraction once resistance has been eliminated." Back on Vigilant, Commander Chen watched the devastation with carefully controlled rage. Status of Protocol Sleeping Dragon. 60% activated, Lieutenant Adebayo reported. Another 15 minutes until full deployment. Chen opened a channel to the survivors on Mars. "This is Commander Chen. Implement Chameleon Defense immediately." Beneath the surface of Mars, in shelters designed to appear as simple mining operations, the colony's survivors activated systems that had remained dormant since installation. What the aliens saw as catastrophic destruction was partly elaborate deception. Holographic projections of damage far exceeding reality. Sacrificial outer structures concealing the colony's true infrastructure. "Sir," Threll reported to Commander Varix, "our sensors detect minimal resistance. The human settlement appears critically damaged." Varix's compound eyes gleamed with triumph. "As expected, these primitive creatures will serve as an excellent example to other species who might resist Directorate expansion. Launch the second wave." The alien fleet fired again, targeting what their sensors identified as emergency power systems and remaining communication arrays. To their surprise, many of their shots seemed to pass through the targets with minimal effect. "Sensor malfunction," Varix demanded. On Vigilant, Chen received the update she'd been waiting for. "Protocol Sleeping Dragon at 95% activation," Adebayo announced. "About damn time," Chen muttered. She opened a system-wide channel, her voice reaching every human outpost from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt. "All units, execute Operation Breathe Fire." Throughout the solar system, humanity revealed its true technological capacity. Mining platforms transformed into weapons platforms. Communication relays became electronic warfare nodes. Transport vessels shed their civilian facades, revealing military-grade hulls and weapon systems. On Mars, the surviving colonists activated their own defenses. Beneath the regolith, particle accelerators originally designed for scientific research pivoted skyward. Atmospheric processors began generating electromagnetic fields capable of disrupting alien targeting systems. "What deception is this?" Varix demanded as his tactical display transformed. Where moments before his forces had faced a helpless colony, now a sophisticated defense grid materialized. "Sir," Threll reported, mandibles clicking rapidly in distress, "we're detecting energy signatures from the third planet. Multiple launches. From Earth's surface, from lunar bases, from orbital platforms. Humanity's true fleet emerge. Not the primitive vessels the aliens had expected, but sleek ships integrating technologies the aliens had never encountered." "Impossible," Varix whispered. The intelligence reports stated. "Sir," Threll interrupted, "the humans have deployed something at Mars colony. Our systems cannot identify the technology." On Mars, the colonists had activated their final defensive measure. Nanite swarms emerged from hidden caches, spreading throughout the damaged sections of the colony. As the alien fleet watched in confusion, the destroyed habitats began to reconstruct themselves, adapting and improving with each passing minute. "All units, defensive formation," Varix ordered, but it was too late. The first wave of Earth's counterattack struck the alien fleet with devastating precision. Not conventional weapons, but adaptive systems that targeted propulsion and weapon systems specifically, leaving life support untouched. Commander Chen watched from Vigilant as humanity's true technological prowess engaged the enemy. "Transmit to all Earth forces," she ordered. Message begins. They struck first. Humanity ends it. Humanity's reckoning. As Earth's forces converged on the alien fleet, Fleet Commander Varix faced the horrifying realization that his intelligence had been catastrophically wrong. These weren't the primitive beings his directorate had dismissed. What they faced was something far more dangerous, a species that had systematically concealed its true capabilities. Evasive maneuvers. Varix ordered as Earth vessels executed impossibly tight formation changes surrounding his fleet. But there was nowhere to run. Human ships deployed what appeared to be conventional missiles, only for them to transform mid-flight, splitting into swarms of smaller projectiles that adapted their trajectories to counter alien evasion attempts. Aboard Vigilant, Commander Chen monitored the battle through the station's quantum-entangled network. Earth's apparent technological inferiority had been humanity's greatest deception, a carefully orchestrated charade maintained for decades since their first detection of alien observations. Captured alien vessel approaching secure dock, Lieutenant Rivera reported. Admiral Zhao's task force has disabled 3 more enemy ships. Chen nodded. And our casualties? Minimal, Rivera confirmed. The adaptive shielding is performing beyond expectations. The true genius of humanity's defense wasn't merely in concealing their technological advancement, but in the unique integration of artificial intelligence with human intuition. Where the alien fleet operated with rigid hierarchical command structures, Earth forces functioned as a distributed network, each vessel capable of independent decision-making while contributing to collective strategy. Bring me visual on the captured vessel's bridge, Chen ordered. The holographic display shifted to show the interior of the alien ship. Earth Marines in powered armor stood guard over the captured crew. Insectoid beings with segmented exoskeletons and compound eyes that reflected the light in kaleidoscopic patterns. Translation systems online, Ada Bayo announced. Chen straightened her uniform and faced the display. I am Commander Maya Chen of Earth Defense Force. Identify yourself. The largest of the aliens stepped forward, mandibles clicking rapidly before the translation system converted the sounds to human language. I am Sub-Commander Threll of the Arxer Directorate. By what deception have you hidden your true technological capacity? Chen's expression remained neutral. No deception, Sub-Commander. Merely prudence. Your fleet attacked a civilian colony without provocation or declaration of hostilities. Threll's compound eyes gleamed. The Directorate identified your species as pre-sentient based on your primitive space capabilities. You were designated for resource extraction. Pre-sentient. Chen couldn't contain a bitter laugh. A fundamental miscalculation. On the main display, the battle continued to unfold. Earth's forces had surrounded the alien fleet entirely, systematically neutralizing their weapons and propulsion systems without destroying the vessels. It wasn't a battle anymore. It was containment. The fleet commander demands communication, Threll announced suddenly. Chen nodded to Rivera, who established the connection. Commander Varix appeared on the display, his chidness armor cracked in several places, green ichor seeping from the wounds. Human Commander, Varix began, his translated voice carrying an artificial steadiness. The Arxer Directorate controls 300 star systems. This defeat is meaningless in the larger conflict. Chen's expression remained impassive. There need not be a larger conflict, Commander Varix. We have disabled your vessels without destroying them. We have captured your crew without executing them. These are not the actions of a species seeking war. Then what do you seek? Varix demanded. Understanding, Chen replied, and insurance against future aggression. While they spoke, Earth's most advanced technology was at work throughout the captured alien vessels. Quantum processors mapped alien computing systems. Adaptive algorithms decrypted their databases. Within hours, humanity would possess the sum total of Arxer knowledge. Dr. Eli Nakamura, Vigilant's chief science officer, entered the command deck with barely contained excitement. Commander, you need to see this immediately. Chen accepted the datapad, scanning the information with widening eyes. Confirmed. Triple verified. Nakamura nodded. Their databases contain information on 47 other spacefaring civilizations. We're not alone, and we're not even close to the only ones they've attacked. Chen turned back to the communication display. Commander Varix, your databases indicate the Arxur Directorate has conducted similar resource extraction operations against 12 other civilizations in the past century alone. Varix's mandibles clicked rapidly in what the translation system identified as alarm. How did you access our secured archives? The same way we conceal our technology from your observation, Chen replied. We adapt. It's what humans do. Throughout the solar system, Earth's defenses continued to evolve. The nanite swarms on Mars had already rebuilt the colony's damaged sections, improving them in the process. The apparent destruction had become an opportunity for advancement. Your species is an anomaly, Threll observed from the captured ship. Most civilizations develop their technology openly, broadcasting their capabilities. You deliberately appeared vulnerable. History taught us caution, Chen explained. Long before we reached the stars, humanity learned that appearing weak when you are strong provides tactical advantage. We detected your observation probes 20 years ago and understood we were being evaluated. The implications dawned on Varix. You performed for our benefit. We showed you what you expected to see, Chen corrected. A young species taking its first tentative steps into space, technologically inconsistent, politically divided. Meanwhile, we prepared. Admiral Zhao's face appeared on a secondary display. Commander Chen, all enemy vessels have been neutralized. No further casualties on either side. Chen nodded. Begin bringing their crews aboard our ships. Full diplomatic protocols. Threll's compound eyes shifted rapidly between Chen and the displays showing Earth's fleet surrounding the disabled Arxur vessels. What happens now? Now, Chen said, we negotiate, not just for humanity, but for every civilization the Directorate has targeted for resource extraction. From the captured alien databases, humanity learned the truth about galactic politics. The Arxur Directorate was one of the dominant powers, having expanded through conquest rather than cooperation. Many younger species had been subjugated or exterminated entirely. You intend to challenge the Directorate? Varix asked incredulously. Even with your unexpected technology, you are one world against hundreds. Chen smiled. We are one world that you failed to conquer despite complete tactical surprise and overwhelming numerical advantage. Imagine what we could accomplish with preparation and allies. The quantum entanglement communication network that had coordinated Earth's defense now reached further. Signals were sent to the stars, carrying a simple message encoded in mathematical sequences that any advanced civilization would understand. You are not alone. Contact us. The Directorate will not tolerate this insurgency, Varix warned. The Directorate will adapt or it will fail, Chen countered. Just as humanity adapted when we realized we weren't alone in the universe. The difference is that we chose to prepare rather than conquer. As Earth's forces secured the alien fleet, humanity prepared for its new role in galactic affairs. Not as conquerors or victims, but as liberators and innovators who had accomplished what many thought impossible. They had defeated a superior force through ingenuity and foresight. Transmit to Earth Command, Chen ordered. First contact successfully resolved. Xena diplomacy protocols in effect. And add a personal note. They struck first, but humanity will determine how this ends. Throughout the solar system, from the rebuilt Mars colony to the farthest research outposts, humans looked to the stars with new understanding. They were not alone, and the galaxy was more dangerous than they had imagined. But humanity had proven itself equal to the challenge. When the Arxur Directorate eventually sent its main fleet to investigate the loss of Varix's expedition, they would find not a pre-sentient civilization ripe for conquest, but a united human presence extended throughout their solar system, with technology advancing at an exponential rate and alliances forming with other species who had suffered under Directorate oppression. They had struck first, awakening what they thought was a sleeping prey animal, only to discover they had roused a dragon instead. Humanity's story among the stars had just begun.